These were reproduced on a machine this morning, one of those $3,000 ones that makes electric stencil to do on offset, and they can be reproduced on front and back conservative. And we may find some other ways to hope a little more economical.
Reduce of course, the larger size paper, the more costly. You save about 15 cents per 25 just on the difference between 8.5 by 11 and 8.5 by 14. There's that much cost reduction. So we really do need to have some direction from the board or some understanding. We can have them reduced to this size and still be legible, I'm told, by someone in the printing business.
That's where you get your plates you were talking about.
And then you run them on both sides, which will be economical also.
I'm wondering if you need this column of remarks for the whole entire membership.
J&A. Well, that won't be on final
printing.
No. This is just
for study.
Be presented
I
to
think
both
it's
people.
helpful, but I wondered if it was needed for membership to have that if somebody like Ms. Pope was going to present what was in conformity and what was not. It's nice to hang, but it really extends this paper, and many of these papers don't have anything. We're talking about cost, or just a one word or two.
You have heard the report of the Bylaws Committee, and I certainly think that they are very deserving of a great deal of thanks for the work they've done. I've sat with them a couple of times, and I know a part of the amount of time that they have spent on this, and it has not been easy. We do thank you for this work that has been done on the bylaws. Now, do you wish to ask any more questions or bring up any more items, suggestions to the committee? Are you ready to accept their report? Are you willing for it to go to the State Bylaws Committee with the corrections that we have made as we went along? I think I put several things there together. Maybe I should go back and say, are you ready for this to be presented to the State Bylaw Committee with the additions that we have made today?
I'm going to accept the proposals of the Bylaws Committee and send 6 copies to the Georgia State Nurses Association.
It's been moved and seconded that we accept these proposed bylaws for sending to the State Bylaws Committee. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. They will be forwarded to the State Bylaws Committee. Thank you very much for this, Catherine. We appreciate it. And Ms. Garland and Ms. Rosecrans were on the committee, and Ms. Atkins and Ms. Lewis were there. Thank all of you.
Rose McGee worked on them, and also Agnes Center.
Dorothy Costello.
Most helpful, and Dorothy Costello, and Miss Lewis and Mrs. Armstrong and Carolyn sat through some stormy sessions with us too. We appreciate it.
I don't know whether we're growing up or what, but it seems like we get through things a little better than we used to.
It's a tremendous job.
It was a
And
tremendous
highly
job, and we do
commended.
thank you.
Did you like this printed part? This, as far as postage, could so easily be sent in with a notice. Is that too small, or did you wanna take one of these copies and get him your, I'm just merely asking for information on that. If they could do it less expensively, then that could be printed.
I don't know, I would offhand would say this would be the most economical way, probably.
And then
I
after
can
that, we
consult
can
with,
remove the word proposed up there and do, couldn't we, Ms., and put adopted, just that one letter in having additional copies made, if that's,
Well, I think the thing about it now, with the state, this has to go, and if you put the way it is now, the president proposed amendment, the way A&E suggests with your remarks and send all this, it's gonna take an awful while.
we don't have much money.
And, you could cut down on your cost by just sending the changes and nothing else. You see, don't print all this up, and just the changes of the new part.
Cut out tremendous time involved in presenting this also to the membership.
And if you did that to the membership, because this is not a revision, if it was a revision, you would have to have from the beginning to the end, all new, you see.
Ms. Lewis, this is a good suggestion, I believe, as chair of the committee. However, I think it will take the board's endorsement in presenting this, because we have really maybe not necessarily changed, but we've reworded, and we really have many areas are not really a change,
Just renumbered.
but it's a change in the wording, and I think we have to clarify which of it, what really are the changes, the deletions in the addition, and try to drop the editorial, or we'll be back to pretty much
What you have now.
what we have.
Could you not have in small type, the, print it like you want them printed when you're finished on that, I mean the context of it? I'm asking just for information now, not trying to make a suggestion. Have the bylaws as they're proposed, and the things that have no changes, let them go ahead and be in the normal type, and changes being bold-faced, and indicate that on that when we send out the letter.
That's might
And
be
then
a
you-
good suggestion.
Beg your pardon?
Be a good suggestion.
I mean, I want it to be right for once. I don't care what it takes to have it right. But if we could do that, if that would constitute.
If you think the membership ain't gonna do too much changing, that would be the thing. If the membership comes up with changes, you see, now, then that would, you'd have to have it redone. But if you think they're gonna take it more or less the way it is, why? I really, personally, I think that you're gonna have to look and ask questions of these people, these printers and all this, which would be the,
Will there be an
cheapest way.
opportunity to get this back to the board before a decision is made? Is there any regular meeting or that won't push the timing on this?
No, you won't, then you'll have to have them out at least. If we could go ahead and have the authority to do most economical way and combine them with the directory, then you not only would save postage, you'd save double amount of postage, because should you use something as small as that, that easily could go inside the directory. But if you have more than 32 pages or more than 30 some odd pages, then we get into another postal rate, which would make it quite different. And even if that is at least, it's gone up since we sent out the meter. It used to be 2 5/8, and I don't know what it is now. But at any rate, it's gone up. It takes $60 now just to send the ordinary notice, a postcard.
Would you, like for this board to, authorize or sanction you to proceed with the most economical, and feasible, maybe I better add that, method of getting these reproduced. This is what you're asking us to do.
No, ma'am.
Well, I'm still chairman of the printing committee now. I'm still chairman of the printing committee until we make the new bylaws, and,
I feel the need to say, in thinking about getting these reproduced, this can be just very, very costly. And I feel the need as chair of the committee to say, I will work with someone to have, get in final form for the most economic way. And, whatever is the board, whichever direction the board wishes to give, I'll try to work with them.
What
I
is
think
your
the
wish?
planning committee could be the one naturally working. I didn't understand this, somebody made a statement that, maybe just the proposed bylaws be, printed.
No, I didn't think you were thinking me. I was just suggesting that third column that just had sort of notations
remarks.
may not be necessary, but it may be. It was helpful for us today.
No,
No,
I said something about
Oh, did you?
just the
Oh,
proposed
excuse me.
changes.
Oh.
If you did just the changes, just the amendments, it could be much cheaper. Now, of course, your first thing you're gonna hear is, I didn't have a copy of the bylaws, I didn't know what was in it.
That's right.
Yeah.
They won't have many of the new members anyway
So,
that
that
haven't had.
brings up that point.
Yeah, and I think
Of course,
it's
we
hard to
had a copy
compare.
last week, we wouldn't find
You
it.
see the present here and the proposed, and it's much easier to have a intelligent approach to it. I'm certainly would want to leave out the present.
well, you think in terms of 1,200 of these, we just have 40, and I couldn't carry them. I had to take 24. They were so heavy in getting it, so it's going to be a problem. Besides some weight and the money and spending, and you'd have to have a big envelope, or either have to put them back together again, staple them and do them, and we,
Hasn't, A&A, in recent years used this method of simply putting in the proposed changes?
but you've changed so many of those in there, in, editing them and making the deeds more concise and all, that,
A&A included, for instance, that's how we picked up this, calendar, membership in
Mhm.
calendar. They just included that section
Yes.
to change that word.
See,
That
that's
leaves
right.
in a good bit of
Yes.
hours, really.
And I think the same thing would hold true here. As you go through it, you still would have quite a bit.
Yeah. See, these were the only proposed amendments to A&A. But you see, that is a much, much smaller print.
That's right.
It's even smaller than this.
Mhm.
And I think this is what we're gonna have to do,
Mhm.
is to go to the very smallest readable print and, put it on, inexpensive paper. This is less expensive, I'm sure, than this. And, maybe leave it as is, just try to get it on the smallest, less expensive, bit of paper.
Don't we send bylaws to each new member?
we don't have them now, at this time to send. We regret it, but we don't have it. We've been giving them the others with the little changes, you know, had a reprint of them. We had 300 more copies made, after we made the changes. In fact, that's why I was having the stencils, making extra ones on it. But the new members at the present time do not get bylaws.
Seems that when you join an association, that should be part of it.
It is, it should be, by all means. But we've been limited in money. And we've also been limited in having them finalized, and
We haven't had current bylaws to really give out.
Well, Madam, what are you supposed to be called, Chairman or I move, let me see if I can get this down. I move that, the committee be authorized to, would it be the committee? Would be, wouldn't it? To, set, to put down, put this, form to be sent to the members in a way that would include only the proposed changes, and do it in the most economical way, and be authorized to do it in the most economical way possible. Does that say what I need to say?
No, you're just doing just a proposed amendment.
Proposed amendment, that's all. And, you know, if just as, well, I'll wait somebody a second. All right, I was gonna say that then, if, may I speak to that, Sharon? That if, you could include a statement in your cover letter indicating that full original copies are available in the office, and any member may refer to them who desires to, couldn't you? And that would take care of it if somebody says, why, I don't have a copy.
well, up until just recently, we did have the little paper there on through, the major one, the one that's given us so much trouble. Up until that time, every new member was sent a copy of the bylaws. And also, we give them, and what we do to them now, we send them with the receipt of calendar of the year showing all the meeting notices, you know. And of course, they all have already gotten the little AJN subscriptions with their cards up until this year, so we sent them out with the calendar this year, since we didn't send statements out. And any other information that we could send them that we felt would be pertinent to them at that section, or we had some little leaflets or whatever. But by all means, they did get the bylaws up until the last few years, last 3 years. And since then, we've only had just great big bulky ones, and have had some reprints on those.
Is there further discussion on the motion?
But it is expensive. If we had bylaws printed for the entire membership in book form, don't count on less than $1,000, a minimum of $1,000. And we've had it in our budget for 3 years to do it. But we haven't made the budget in the first place, and we haven't had the changes, so we haven't had the printing of
They
it.
can come up there and sit and read it if they want to.
Sure can.
I wish we
All
had
100
one.
of them.
But many of them said they liked that little paper form because they could put it in their books, they could put it in their pocket books, and they could keep it and carry it around with them.
Are you ready for the question? All those in favor of the bylaws committee
Being authorized.
being authorized to put the proposed changes in the bylaws in order and find the most economical method of printing. Is that the end of it? All
Yeah.
the-
And circulating.
And
I guess.
circulating, printing and circulating. All those in favor, please say aye. Opposed, no. Thank you. Now you have it back, bylaws committee.
And we send the proposals only,
That's right.
proposed changes.
With the cover letter. And there are copies available in the office.
may not be legal, but, our notice of the meeting, thank you, Ms. Pope, very much.
Thank you.
Let me give her 6 of these anyhow, so we can,
Um, I'm pushing, our notice of the meeting states that, we have several other matters of business to be transacted. First, we have to elect the, new members to the 5th District. These members have been recommended by the membership committee. May I have a motion that we elect these
these
members
were
to
sent with your
membership?
minutes.
I move that we elect the members, the applicants for membership as certified.
So moved and seconded that we elect the, proposed members who have been recommended by the membership committee to membership in the 5th District. Any discussion? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Then we can add, how many more? I didn't count them. Sure. So, yeah.
Do you need these 6?
That's all right.
The, next
Realize it's gonna come up.
matter of business that is listed on our notice of meeting is to fill the vacancy on the board. We have a letter from, Sister Lewis Mary. I regret to inform you that I will have to resign from the 5th District Board of Directors effective May 20th, 1968. My assignment has been changed from Atlanta to Baltimore, Maryland. It has been my pleasure to serve with you and the other members of the board for the past 2 years. Sincerely, Sister Lewis Mary.
She went back to work, I think.
She been gone, she wasn't looking.
It's all right.
If you start off with the form, you can.
Quorum has to be maintained.
You mean everything we've done then?
When did she leave? I didn't
She
know.
left before the vote came up.
Long
Been
before.
on before.
She
the
hoped
vote.
to be back because she was gonna go and feed her patient and come right back.
Well, let's go on and hope she comes back in, we'll get her the vote.
Don't anybody
ratify.
ratify.
Don't anybody
Tell
say
somebody
that.
to ratify the vote.
She left. Well, we have no quorum. Can we go ahead with filling the vacancy?
Make a recommend, could we make
We take them up there and let her vote on them when we...
She did say she'd be back, didn't she, Miss Owen?
Yes, she did.
Barbara Jared said we could go if she's coming back, didn't she?
If,
We're gonna get her.
well, let's see how close this is, and then, I mean, when you fill these vacancies, if you have more than one or something like that, where it would make a difference. Otherwise, we can just ask her, even if she votes for somebody else, to see if it wouldn't matter why we'd have the, that total in the, minutes.
What is your wish regarding, I'll put the words, anyway, accepting the resignation of Sister Lewis Mary?
I move we accept the resignation with regret.
I'll second that.
Been moved and seconded that we accept the resignation of Sister Lewis Mary with regret. In discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Thank you. Now, she leaves a vacancy on the board.
Was she representing a section?
She's on the board.
She's elected member.
And it goes out of office in '68.
This
Just
year.
from now
This
on
is our
September.
second year.
Oh, is it just now until September?
And we don't have any more meetings.
Meeting, do we have to?
I'd leave it alone. No,
She's resigned.
She has resigned, and fill the vacancy.
Then we have another letter. It is with regret that I submit my resignation as a member of the Program Committee, 5th District Georgia State Nurses Association. It has been my great pleasure to serve in this fine organization for a number of years, and I extend my very best wishes for continued success of the 5th District. Sincerely, Francis Hammond. What is your pleasure?
You will also be setting up new program committee in September.
May I have a motion that we accept?
I move that we accept the resignation of Ms. Hammond with regret.
I second.
Been moved and seconded that we accept the resignation of Ms. Hammett from the program committee with regret. Is in discussion. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Ms. Hammett also falls in the same category in that members of the program committee are elected by the board in September, and there are no other meetings, and I believe the program has been planned to this. At our last board meeting, we talked about GAMPAC, and it was deferred
That's right, from this meeting.
to this meeting. Have you thought about it, and what is your wish at this time?
For a point of clarification, was it just that individuals would be members? It wasn't, board, wasn't like an, agency membership by the board or anything? Wasn't it individual members?
This
that
was
they
my
wanted?
understanding at the time that I went to the meeting. If we decided to participate in GAMPAC, they would like our permission to send a letter soliciting membership, individual membership, which does cost money. And this was my understanding of what they wanted of us. In other words, that they could, under our endorsement, send a letter to the members. They did have another meeting, a breakfast meeting at which Fletcher Thompson spoke. I was not able to go, so I can't tell you anything more about that.
Well, in the letter, would they say that the 5th District Board, something to the effect that we endorsed,
That's a guard, I mean.
would they use our name in the letter, you think? Is that the
Yes.
idea?
And we would be, I think, on the board of directors. A representative would be on the board of directors.
we checked with our, chief of staff here at St. Joseph's and, with medical staff, and he said that far as he knew, that the organization was all right, but he was gonna do further investigation, and then I think he either went out of town, and we never did get any, further reaction. So I don't have really too much to offer, except that he initially said that, as far as he knew, that the organization was sound and it was all right.
Wish to take any action. If desirable, we could have someone from GAMPAC talk to the board. I think that it's really too late for us to do, if I may, I seem to be speaking, so I guess, it's too late for us to do much in the way of this year's upcoming elections. But if there's interest, they did offer to come and speak to either the entire body or to the board. Would you like then, I think that we're a little skeptical about it.
Well, I was concentrating on something else, and I'm sorry I didn't get what they're supposed to do.
Would you like then to invite some, the secretary, the executive secretary, or the director, or whatever his title might be, to speak to the board at a later date, not act on it at this time?
I move that we defer action until, more information is secured.
I second Ms. Hanson's motion.
Then move that we defer action, on our participation in the GAMPAC until we have further information, discussion.
Well, I was wondering if that motion includes a speaker to come to the board or not, or you just want us to get information individually
Until we
get it
receive more information.
ourselves.
I didn't do very well on trying to find out anything about it individually. I asked a few physicians, but none that were members of that.
Did you get the idea that many members belong to this, that this was a large organization, or how is Dr. Hackney about it?
We had about, well, in fact, this has been on the state level, and as you notice, this is Georgia Medical. Now I think they're trying to get the 5th District unit, or whatever it might be. In the luncheon meeting I went to, had representatives of the various health groups, and I think there were about 20 there. But this was only one from each health group.
I had no right to speak, but I did ask about it just because I was interested. And the main thing that I got was this is the organization that they are dependent on, in a sense, in one way, to have the people, or try to elect the people that would be against socialized medicine. And that seems to be what they're afraid of. Socialized medicine.
Come again?
And a lot of the doctors and all are afraid of socialized medicine being put through Congress and all, more or less. And
This group works for them?
No, this group would be against socialized medicine, and they would be putting up the people, nominating the people for office that they could, depend on to go along with them more or less to fight socialized medicine.
Well, we
Now,
better
that's
find
what
out
I-
what their purposes are first before we get mixed up with something like that.
Now that's what I've got,
That's
now I
what I
don't
was
know
kinda
whether,
afraid of last
Yeah.
time when but
I don't know if that's right or not now.
Yeah.
Well, they would definitely, I mean, this is one point they did make, was that they would definitely be supporting certain candidates, and they would work toward, that's what your $25 is for, is to support a candidate that would be to their liking in medical, matters.
Well, I'd rather make my own choice about the candidates.
It is,
This-
it's
do
a
we have
further
a-
discussion.
I'll finish what this first, or three I talked to, told me that they are, right now, or one boy is in medical school, and he was terribly, disturbed for fear that they would, I don't know how it would come about now, but they would tell him where he would go, where he would practice, and that he would not have the choice of practicing where he wanted to, you see, but they would send him where they wanted him to go. And, of course, that was not right to him, and he was all for this group.
Well, I will say that particularly I noticed the Dental Society was represented there, were quite anxious to be a part of it. Now, the pharmaceuticals group didn't have much to say. They were listening and taking it in, and, see who else was there. There were two dental societies.
White and Negro.
These two representatives happened to be white.
Yes, there are two
North
districts.
Georgia or something.
Northern District and the 5th District. Dental.
And,
Two white districts and the Negro district.
further discussion.
Question.
It is, the question has been called for. All those, in favor of stopping debate, please say aye. Opposed, no. The motion before us is that the board defer action on GAMPAC until we receive more information. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. Thank you. The next item of business, and this is put here in, if we have something on registry maybe. Does the,
Well, all that I have is how we currently stand financially. And, we have gotten in $809 since, the April, report. So that will take us to the end of August. There are a couple of points that I think we could think about, and one is that if we have a community registry and we had the motion to move towards it, we'll either have to do one of two things, it seems. Either the nursing service directors will have to commit themselves as to which ones will use a community registry so that we can estimate funds, or else we will have to get some sort of grant to move towards a community registry, because we only have, as of now, 168
members on the registry, and at $50 per member, that's only $8,400 in a year. And I picked up the wrong budget. The budget as set up for this year is more than 20,000. So you see, we fall very short, and that's the budget set up the way that it is operating now. It would not necessarily be that way with the community registry, but we would need that amount of funds and maybe more for community registry. So these are some points to think on. And the other thing is that the special committee met in April, and this special committee is made up of the registry committee and the executive committee of the private duty section and a subcommittee of the private duty group. We had a very constructive meeting and went over the subcommittee of the Conference of Directors of Nursing Service and accepted their report just about like it is, with just a few things added, actually. And one of the things that was added was to suggest the membership of the controlling board. And even since that meeting, some more things have been suggested. Controlling board would be made up of a representatives, 5th District, League of Nursing, Medical Association, Nursing Service, Nursing Education, Private Duty Nurse, and it's been suggested since that meeting that Miss Pat Ryan, Georgia Labor Department, be on the committee, and a practical nurse representative, or representative from the Atlanta Hospital Council. And that's that. And another thing is this, this committee also suggested that we get some names of a director. So one letter has gone out to Miss Laura Johnson from Canada General Hospital in Savannah, Georgia, but she is not interested in being a director. And then we have some a profile on an Army, is she Lieutenant Colonel, who may be interested in the position. She is an RN, does not have a degree, but she has just loads of in-service education and experience which would qualify her.
If I might just add a little bit to that. We have set a date for a meeting of the advisory committee with the private duty section, the registry committee, and I believe the committee that was was appointed to investigate resources. That will be held here on the 19th at 1:30 in the auditorium. I did meet with the executive committee on Friday to talk about an agenda for the meeting so that we could, proceed with as much dispatch as possible. There is I did find out after we set up the meeting that there is a meeting that afternoon that may conflict a little bit unless we get through, and that's the league, the Atlanta Local League a regular meeting. So we will be having that meeting at that time, and we hope that as many of the directors as possible will be present and will be able to express themselves in relation to the report they get from the private duty nurses about their wishes and what they then feel that they can do based on that report in relation to cooperation.
I believe one more suggestion was to have a lay person on that. Is that, could you
from
say
the
that?
community at large?
on the board.
Well, I attended the meeting that Ms. Honeycutt spoke about, and I really think that they've gone a long ways, and it was really one of the best meetings I've attended since we started talking about the registry. And with the recommendations made by the directors of nursing, it really gave them a good basis for proposing a structure and organization. And they've come a long ways, but I do think Ms. Honeycutt is perfectly correct that we need a commitment from the directors, including private duty group, to support, financially to support a community registry. Or else we just, they just can't move ahead at all. I think there won't be any, we just dissolve until we can get a commitment of who's gonna use it. Because I think they've gone a long ways as far as proposing structure and function.
Well, I, from the report I got the other day, I think the directors were sent a copy of an interim report when it was intended that they be sent a copy of the report of the last meeting, at which time much more progress had been made, and I think the directors would have felt considerable more encouragement about the direction in which the private duty nurses were going. So I think that, or it's my impression from the meetings I've had with them, that they really have done an awful lot to try to see what could be done to fulfill the recommendations that were made. The one thing that I got out of the meeting the other day was that the nurses would like, if there's any way it can be done, for the 5th District Nurses Association to continue to sponsor it. And so Ms. Atkins had asked for advice from your legal advisor, Mrs. Thurman?
Yes.
And to me, the letter was a little vague. A lot of ifs, ands, and ifs in it. I don't know whether you got that impression or not if you read it, but anyway, one of the suggestions that had been made was that the registry, if set up, be so organized that it would serve the community and that it include all private practitioners in nursing, regardless of what their status was, RNs, LPNs, sitters, and so on, because we're now utilizing these people. And there's a definite question, evidently, I get from that letter about whether or not a professional or this organization could sponsor it and still and include other than include especially the sitters. The only way you could do this would be not to charge them a fee, so the lawyer says, and I don't see how you can afford to operate any kind of a registry without charging a fee.
Well, that's the thing Mr. Hudson told us when he was here, was the fact that if we sponsored it and then we served those people, the sitters and the other people on there, that we were liable for the services rendered under the legal suits.
Yes.
And we asked her how could they, in the letter to the lawyer, how we could meet the recommendations of the directors of nursing and still not put the association in jeopardy. And that was the point that she brought out, was if they maintain that as a courtesy and a community service for the sitters and these other people, the contracts were made between the people placing them, that then the district would not be liable. She tried to talk to us over the telephone and trying to put something in a letter. I think it would be very wise, and she has offered her suggestion and her services to meet with you at any time in your deliberations and to help in any way. If you have a community registry, you may have to change your name, change your charter, and any legal terms that way. Because as it's now maintained under the 5th district, we are liable for anyone that goes through
Well,
that registry.
may I ask a question? If we invited her to this meeting and she could come, would this, the cost of it be covered
does
through your,
Make no charge.
she makes no
Her
charge?
sister is out is a nurse, George
Oh,
Brown.
oh.
And she herself was a nurse. I mean, she didn't finish. She would say she's a dropout. So there have been no legal charges, although we've always asked her in seeking opinions, you know, to render a statement. And she's a personal friend of Miss Pope. That's how we got her as our legal consultant. She's in the Bank of Georgia building and called the day, well, not the day before I left, but anyhow, the Saturday preceding that, and Friday rather, and said she was ready to write her letter. There were a few things she'd like to discuss because it's rather difficult to express it all, and you may get a different interpretation. But we sent the
Well,
copy, you know.
Did you get any information at A&A about what other people have done? I asked, I don't know how many different people, to see if they could, I even asked Sister Patricia to bring me back anything that she found. And I thought Mr. Hudson said there would be some printed material
Why don't we
available
write Mr. Hudson?
We didn't get any.
about what's been done
We
in
saw
other
him
places,
on number.
you
In
know.
fact, he was supposed to have Mr. Brewer call me. I've never received a letter, answer to my letter of January the 4th. And when that central billing came up and all, they left a great doubt in our mind. They come and tell us there's a cutoff date for renewal from last year. And they led us to believe that there's a cutoff date already for the people who are coming in now on installments. And that led to great
Well, what-
confusion on my part.
At the last meeting that the board had, did you not vote to discontinue the?
You voted
What
to
did
move.
you vote
To move. Wait a minute, I've got your minutes. Yeah.
Toward the
community.
community
Completely
registry,
dissolve the other.
but you didn't take it out of the,
No.
necessarily take it out of the jurisdiction of the,
No.
from other jurisdiction of the district.
I wonder if there are any recommendations from any of you regarding the registry at this
I'm
time.
not reading the
Well, I'd like to clarify something. At the last board meeting, you said something about appointing a committee to move towards a community registry, and Ms. Lewis said you already have a committee of the board, the registry committee. Now, just what is it that this board wants the registry committee to, what sort of responsibility towards moving towards the community registry, if they should assume any responsibility, and if so, what, so that we'll know what we're supposed to do.
This says a move toward assisting in the establishment of a community registry. Just
Board
assisting.
meetings in the last one.
including all these different people, this says
What'd
in
you
my
have in
minutes.
mind, Rosie?
Well, it seems to me, we do have an advisory committee to the registry that are working very hard and very closely with them. And it seems to me, after this meeting on June the 19th, we'll sort of see what support the community registry is going to get. You know, I mean, by support, you know, membership and support from the directors. And if everybody goes towards the community, registry, I think someone has to be empowered to find the person and get it, and then she would have to have some help to set it up, whether this would be the registry committee or the board of directors, but someone needs to be empowered to actually set it up, but we're not quite that far yet as I see it. I think we need this meeting you're talking about, and we need to know whether we're going to absolutely move towards this or not, and they'll need support financially and coming through membership if they're going to. And the other thing about the legality of the GSNA sponsoring it, I'm not sure, but I used this example at the registry committee. The sponsoring group, believe it or not, is not necessarily legally responsible. The Board of Trustees is, and I was the one that suggested we set up the controlling board. So the 5th district could still be, so quote, the sponsoring body, But, in other words, our role would be probably to get the thing started and to be sure that its standards are good from the point of view of nursing. But the controlling body, this
Should be a
group that
separate
would be
board.
be the legal authority, and it should be separately incorporated, I would see. And that this body would be legally responsible, and I wouldn't make it as large as Ms. Honeycutt suggested. I do think this membership is good, she recommended, but a board of trustees of a hospital, for instance, might have 8 members, 6 or 8 members, because you can't have everybody controlling, be legally responsible. And this is the way I would see it, as a little separate incorporation.
Well, sister, the suggestion for having a board of trustees or a board of
Controlling
directors
board,
originally came from Miss Roberts, who said they have such a board, for the Atlanta Council, Community Council, and then the VNA has such a board, and that this would give sort of an unbiased group.
Right.
And I think that it would be a little different type of board than you have in a hospital. Maybe its functions might be a little bit different.
Well, would they be legally responsible though? Like the
This
one
we'd
that
have
she
to,
has
this
here?
is what, these are, all these things we have to find out.
Would you like to invite her to attend your meeting, or had you rather find out first how
No.
they feel about it?
Well, I think it'd be wise to have her there. Miss Rosecrans is here. She's the other director I see here. Don't you think it might save us time if we had her
Legal
there?
counsel,
Yeah.
it might.
It'd be
Yeah.
good.
Several of the questions that have come up have
So I'll send a letter to her then
The
and ask her.
The reason I asked the question was that I was questioned about sending out the letter. It was suggested to the committee that I send it out, and then later someone questioned my sending out a letter, that I wondered if I had a right to be
Well, that's-
writing letters to people, and I thought that I did, since I was chairman of the registry committee, but I wanted to clarify it because I'm a little tired of criticism.
Well, actually, you were only making exploration,
That's
such as
right.
I referred
Yeah.
this lady to
Right.
you, and I talked to Mrs. Stedman about her as a possibility, and that's all
right.
we're doing. We're not
Which,
making,
which,
you weren't making any
That's all I did, was to
commitment.
just to see if she were interested, and just to get a profile
She-
and so forth.
Who's
Uh,
that, is that what you're
No.
talking
Laura
about?
Cope Johnson, she
Johnson.
wrote
Oh.
to, just to find out whether or not she might
Well,
be interested
you were
in
asked
such
to write
development.
that letter.
Yes, but I also was questioned later by a member,
Oh.
as often happens, as to whether I had any right to do it or not.
Well, I
You
would,
were asked to write it.
I
I
would
know
see
it,
no
but-
reason why, anybody could, seek out any information. Cause I've done a little bit too, and I've had a little criticism too, but that's all right. We
Well,
have to find out.
I don't mind
and-
criticism,
and
but
so I
after
would
about
support the
15
board.
years of it, you get enough of it.
Well, I haven't had that many years. Well, yes, I have in other ways and places, but not with this particular group. But anyway, we have to find out these
Yeah.
things. The only way is
You
to
have to move.
get information.
It says we move
Yeah.
towards, and you have to
And I
move.
think it had in that motion to find out.
That was the meeting we had with all of them.
Sister Christian.
Will you need any notices
you
or
see
sent
that
off when you
committee.
send your letters?
It's not my fault.
Communication.
I have the list of names of everybody, so of the advisory committee and everything.
I'm just willing to help in any way I can, I just wanted to know whether or not you.
I think it'd be easier if I just send them all out at once.
It seems to me that perhaps after the June the 19th meeting, there may be something that we can act on. As I see it now, you've brought us up to date on what you're heading toward. And I do know from conversation with several of you that much work has been done, and I believe more concerted, organized work has been done than we've had maybe prior to this. So if it's all right with you, and there are no recommendations at this time, maybe we will go on to the next item of business, which is just an announcement. I have a thank you note from Sheila Lally for the cassage that was presented to her at the program on May the 9th, and also expressing an appreciation that we asked the School of Nursing, Grady School of Nursing Chorus to participate in the program. And if there is no further business, I would
So before you close, would it be in order to write a letter of appreciation from the board to Ms. Pope and her committee? I wanted to wait till she left, but I think they have just done a tremendous job, and I would so move if a motion's necessary to everybody that worked on that committee, that we write a letter from the board of appreciation.
Are you seconding? Nodding your head. It's been moved and seconded that we write a note of appreciation to the Bylaws Committee. Madam Secretary, will you please do that?
I'll be very happy
With
to.
copies
I
to
didn't
each
take a
member
vote.
of the committee.
I didn't take a vote.
If you give me a, if you give me a,
Copy.
if you give me a, if you give me the list of the names, I guess I've got it somewhere.
You have
but
them, I can give them to you quickly. Miss Pope, Miss Center, Gladys Garland, Rose McGee.
Well, don't do it that way, I mean, if you just give me the, address.
You have a director,
I think
don't
I
you?
have one
If you
somewhere.
haven't, let me
If
know.
I can find it.
Poor Miss Pope got delayed because Miss T didn't know to look in the directory when I came back from the convention. They had called me that day Monday when I was coming back from the fair and couldn't find me. Anyhow, they're all in there, so far as I know. There've been no changes on those.
Are there any other announcements?
One announcement. I thought briefly when we were accepting these resignations, and then I didn't think any more about it till Sister was so gracious to think about this. And I appreciate. What about letters to the two members of the board that resigned? Would this be in order? And if so,
I wondered if we wanted to add that, of regret and appreciation and regret.
I've already written down here, write a letter of appreciation to the assistant, and then down below the other one, under the other one, Miss Hammett, thank her, and of course, with regret. I
From the
mean, in
board.
other words, a motion. That, we do that more or less routinely, which I think we should.
Motion to adjourn is in order.
Everybody knows that.
Moved and seconded, we adjourn all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
So we adjourn.
Appreciate it, refreshing this over to
Let us stream.
Well, we don't. Did you make?